I'm going to start today's show with a little fun fact or a tip. Before I do that, I was at my parents' house this past few days, and they were going through their hallway closet getting rid of stuff. My dad must have had 50 jackets in the throwaway pile. One of them was this guy. Brooks Brothers, khaki colored, circa, I don't even know, 1988. It's got everything you need. Pocket, boom, pocket, pocket, pocket. In case you want to warm your hands up mid-chest, not a problem. It's got you covered. Long story short, 49 jackets made their way to Goodwill that day and won over to my house. And now to the tip. If you ever are presented with the chance or opportunity to purchase baby chicks or chickens, don't do it. Just like drugs, just say no. I speak from experience, okay? Going to shed a little light on this topic. About 5 years ago, my buddy DJ and I were in Southern Illinois coming back from a trip. And if you've been to Southern Illinois, you know that place is like the Wild West. They don't have internet or laws or even a decent school system. But we were there, and we were at this place called Rural King, which apparently sells everything, with no intention of purchasing live animals or any animals or anything for that matter. So I'm in the back towards the corner of the store, and I just hear chirping and all this stuff. And so I walk over there, and they have like 8 tubs, which had to be 2,000 baby chicks for sale. Wild. And to top it all off, I thought if you would have asked me before that trip, hey, how much does a baby chicken cost? I would have said, I don't know, $30, $40. $2 per chick. So I bought 6. I called DJ over. We were looking at him. I was like, how cool would this be? We were just talking about how many eggs we would eat. Just 2 guys talking eggs. I mean, sell them, eat them, start a business. Got excited. We got a little too excited. I got excited. DJ's an idiot too, and he didn't tell me it was a bad idea. So when I bought my little 6-pack, they give them to you in a cardboard, like Happy Meal box. Some wood shavings, that's it. No user guide, no how-to manual. They give you 6 live chickens in a Happy Meal box. And at that price, what was I to do? $12? They're making me buy them. I spent 15 at Chipotle like 4 hours earlier that day. $12. Thought I was set for life. Bought my little, aquarium with the wood shavings, the food, all that stuff, the heat lamp to get them ready. And I thought I was on my way. So later that night, I get home, finally, set them all up in my guest room. Maybe not the best spot for live animals. And get them all situated. Next morning, pumped. Can't wait to see my girls. I get in there, and of the 6, 5 are having a ball. They're dancing, they're chirping, they're doing their thing. One of them's not participating in the corner. So thought I was playing possum. She was not. I go over, give her a little nudge, another little nudge, then a little CPR. I was down to 5. And again, this was just a nightmare from the start. These things do nothing but make noise, eat crap, knock over their water, knock over their food. I mean, it's a nightmare from the get-go all day long. Not an hour goes by, they're not doing something, and they stink, they smell. I clean their shavings out. It's a big to-do. So after about 4 weeks, they're in my guest room because it's winter, and I have guests coming in town. I got my buddy Phil and Stav coming in town, so I got to move them to the basement. So now my guest bedroom smells like a barn. My basement smells like a barn. And the worst part is, I don't even get eggs for another 7 months. And what started as little tennis ball sized chicks in an aquarium, now they're the size of footballs. I got 5 footballs running around a little tank. It's no way to live.
If you want your chickens, come on down to Nichols Palace.
Look at all these chickens.
So I did what any man would do. I gave them away to a nice Mexican fella on Craigslist who about 9 months later returned the favor and gave me 12 eggs. So it wasn't a complete loss. So all in all, don't waste hundreds of dollars and sleepless nights on something stupid that you can go to the store and get 18 of them for $3. Now, if you have full chickens or full grown chickens and you have a place for them and you're ready to roll, sure. It's maybe a good deal. I don't know. Never gotten to that stage. But if you're ever in the, situation where you're going to buy baby chicks, just say no. Today's guest is going to be a fun one. I was recently talking to my cousin. She's a fan of the podcast and she was asking, who's your next guest? And I told her I had a couple things in the works, but what I really was looking for is I wanted like an open and fun and outgoing gay guy to have just a great conversation with and have him on the show. And before I could finish my sentence, she said, "Oh my gosh, I have the perfect person for you." And he was a critical care transport nurse for the Children's Hospital in Chicago. He was a crazy good gymnast. He was in the Illinois Circus. He's now studying to be an anesthesiologist. And he's just one of my favorite people on the planet. So, without any more introduction, I'd like you guys to meet the man of the hour, Brad. I wish I had better lighting. I got the world's smallest ring light. Need a bigger one. Yeah. Okay. Brad, buddy, how are we doing today?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
I am pumped. So I gave everyone kind of a rundown, a little bit of your history, but not a whole bunch. One of the main things I touched on was you were a critical care transport nurse for the Children's Hospital. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, I was. Yep.
Awesome. Well, run me through what that is. Are you transporting like critical care patients from one end of the hospital to another? Are you in helicopters? Are you in ambulances?
Yeah, so we were ground and air. So yeah, helicopter, and then sometimes we would actually do like a commercial jet for like really far transports. Most of them was ambulance though, so we'd go to other hospitals within like the city and state, and we'd get like critically ill, like neonate patients that were like premature or pediatric patients from usually emergency departments and bring them to Lurie Children's, where I used to work, for like higher level of care. So to the pediatric ICU or the cardiac ICU, kind of whatever care they needed that they couldn't get at that hospital.
It's intense. When you're doing something like that, whether it's in an ambulance or in a jet, or is it usually a couple of you on staff? Is it just you?
Yeah, so we all have to have at least 3 years of critical care experience. So I used to work in the pediatric intensive care before, and then I applied to the team once I had my experience. And we're partnered with a respiratory therapist. So that's your partner. And then we have like two EMTs that like drive for the ambulance. But yeah, it's just you and your partner out there kind of running the show, calling the shots. You could always obviously call back to one of our physician like medical controls, but yeah, we were out there totally autonomous, doing like protocol driven care. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that is wild stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any like I guess crazy good stories or anything that you can think of which is kind of a wild time that hopefully ends really well?
Yeah, so I mean obviously we saw a lot of really, really sick kids. Kind of went one time and it was like a medical mystery. This patient was like not doing well. We ended up having to intubate or like put a breathing tube in the kid. Still wasn't sure. We got her back to the hospital and she had no past medical history, not really sure what, and then found out she was in complete heart failure. She was on like life support ECMO, we call it. So it's like a heart and lung bypass machine, and then she ended up actually getting an LVAD or like an insertion device that kind of helps the pumping of the heart. And then she ended up getting a heart transplant. And now she's totally great. They don't know what caused her to go into heart failure. She had no past medical history. But yeah, it was kind of crazy that one day, she was fine running track at school. And the next she was extremely sick and is really fortunate to be alive. So,
man, and how old was she at that time?
I want to say she was maybe around like 14. Yeah, she was a teenager. Yeah, totally healthy. I think just, maybe got like some type of cold and then it like sent her down and her heart like went into complete heart failure. So.
And she got a full transplant.
Yeah, she got a full transplant. She's, this was obviously, I've been off the team now for a little bit, but, her family had sent a letter to the hospital and to the transport team letting us know like, she's doing great now and back to doing sports and everything. So
how freaking cool is medicine? If you think about it and stuff like that, surgeries, that is wild. You can put a heart in somebody else's body and they can rock and roll.
Yeah.
Now with that, are you on shifts or like if you're on a plane or you're doing something crazy, how does that even work for hours or scheduling?
Yeah, so every hospital and like transport team's different. We did 12-hour shifts, and I was night shift, so I worked 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. But obviously, like if you're out on a call, like if a call comes in at like 6:30 for like a critically ill patient, like you gotta go, you gotta
You're
save
on the
them.
hook.
So there were a lot of times I got out really late. Once I got back, I still had to do charting and all the things. So there were times I would easily do a 16-hour shift, like 20-hour shift. It just depends on like, you're commuting back now in traffic or, it's a really long transport. So, but yeah, primarily we were just 12-hour shifts, three
Did
of them in a
you
week.
did you pick the night shift or were you like the new guy and they kind of
Yeah,
screwed
it
you?
was new. It's a long time before you can get on days there.
Yeah.
But I pretty much my entire time as a bedside nurse for like the 6.5 years or so, I was primarily night shift. So, um,
Are you just a night owl by nature or were you just
I
pounding
didn't really have a
coffee?
choice. I didn't really have a choice,
Yeah.
but now I'm actually like the opposite because I'm in anesthesia school and like surgeries obviously are like planned during the day and got to be there super early. So now I'm like an early morning riser, not a night shifter anymore. So,
And that was actually going to segue into my next question is I knew you were in anesthesia school. Also, anesthesia, incredibly hard word to spell. I was
yeah.
Googling it and trying to do something, get some questions. Took me
I
like
can
seven
barely
chances.
even like say what I am. It's
Yeah.
such a long word and everything like that. Yeah.
That's why they have all those initials for stuff like
Right.
CRNA. And there you
Yes,
go.
exactly. Yeah.
Now,
So,
what's the cost for the jump?
like what's like how much of my debt am I going to be coming out
No,
or
like, did you always want to do anesthesia?
okay.
Is it a better payday? Is it better hours?
Yeah,
All
so
of the above?
definitely better pay for sure. Hours, yeah. I honestly thought I was gonna do critical care transport forever. I loved it. I miss it like every day. But when I was on transport, actually, we got to go to the ORs at the Children's Hospital and like had to get like our numbers in for like intubating kids with
Okay.
the anesthesia providers, and just kind of seeing the role in there is actually what made me realized that's what I wanted to do. And I was like, I'm young-ish, single. I was like, if now's the time I'm going to go back to school, like, I'm going to do it now. And that would be the
Yeah,
only
for
thing I
sure.
really wanted to do. So,
Now,
yeah.
how much schooling is that?
Yeah, so it's 3 years full
Ooh.
time, and unlike a lot of other like advanced nursing degrees that are kind of like made that you can kind of work part time, our program doesn't really allow you. You're not allowed to work. If you can try to work your first year in the program, you can, but it's everyone in my program stopped working before just because it's extremely difficult and it's full time. And now that I'm in clinical residency for it, I'm there 5 days a week, so over 40 hours in
Dang.
a week.
You
Yeah.
just have loans coming out your ears?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's that was kind of why I was a little nervous to go back to school was just the loans. I thankfully had paid off my undergrad loans, but now I'm taking out grad school loans. But the payoff is great. The job security and everything for this field is great.
And you said it's a 3-year course. How far into it are you?
So I graduate a year from this May, so May of 2025. So I'm over halfway through, and I'm done. So our program is like front loaded, so I'm done with all of like the didactic like classroom stuff, and now I'm just doing full time clinical. So
Okay. I've also never heard the word didactic, so I'm
yeah,
excited to Google that one when I get home.
yeah,
Or I'm actually home when I get
yeah,
off.
yeah, yeah. So
But okay, so my next question is too with that. Once you're done, is it like, hey, we're done, boom, you get hired and you're good to go, or is there? I know sometimes if in other fields there's like another wait period or something like that.
yeah, so once you graduate, my plan, knock on wood, if all goes well, I would like to take my boards like before I graduate,
Okay.
and actually be like certified. And then you graduate. A lot of people you sign on jobs like before. At that point, you kind of know where you want to work, what area you want to work in, and then once all the credentialing goes through, then you're able to start. So usually. It could be, it just depends on the state, but anywhere from like a month to 3 month waiting period after you take boards before you can start. So.
So another couple months you're not getting paid, huh?
Yeah.
Man.
Thankfully now a lot of jobs will give you sign-on bonuses that you can
Oh,
get.
okay.
So yeah, so that's helpful.
All right. Back by popular demand, we're gonna do a little segment where I show you a couple of random people. I don't even know these guys. They just could be from anywhere. Just found these photos,
Okay.
and we'll go through them. And I want to see what your thoughts are and break them down. If they're hot, they're hot. If they're
All
ugly, they're
right.
ugly. Give
All
me
right.
your 2 cents.
All right.
All right.
Let's
All
see
right. And
him.
here's the first one, and it'll be displayed on the screen.
All right. Ooh, okay. Top Golf. Love it. Yeah, he's very cute. He is yeah, he's got a good build, good smile, good haircut. Takes good care of himself. He's cute.
And hygiene's one of your things.
Yeah, hygiene's one of my things.
Mm-hmm. All right. And photo number 2.
Okay. All right. Oh, look at that. Is that a Rolex? All right. He got money or what? He
I
might
don't
he's
know. It's
got
a random photo. I don't even know who this guy is.
Okay. Well, yeah, he's cute. Look at that. Oh, great teeth. Got a little butt dimple on his chin. Cute.
But Dibble do anything for you?
Yeah, I have a little one, but yeah, he's cute.
Okay. Photo 3.
All right, little he's a little short king. He doesn't look very tall, which is fine. I'm very short, so damn, look at those veins popping out in his arms. All right, definitely hits the gym.
Couple of pipes.
He's man, these are some good looking guys.
Okay. Now, photo number 4. Again, I don't know these guys. I've never seen
Okay.
them.
All right. This guy looks like he plays like hockey or like lacrosse, like a
Okay.
prep boy. Good style. The jacket, gray is normally not my go-to for a suit jacket, but I think he's rocking it pretty well.
Okay. And then picture number 5.
Oh, he's a little teddy bear. This guy's so cute. He's a teddy bear. All
Sure is.
right, yeah, he's cute. He looks like he'd be a great cuddler. Yeah, he's cute.
Okay.
These are all
All
cute
right.
guys.
Now, if you had to choose, if this was an app, who's your number one? Do we have a number one?
Uh, I feel like my number one, I want to go golfing with Mr. Top Golf. Number one, I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
Do we have a number 2? Do we know Top Golf took the
Yeah,
cake?
I was thinking the Eiffel Tower picture with the short
Okay.
king, but
Mm-hmm.
the more I kind of go back to Mr. Rolex, I feel like he's kind of like a daddy. He's cute.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think he's an attorney. I don't know him, but he just kind of looks like he might be an attorney in Colorado.
Well, perfect. If he probably has some money then, so yeah, maybe I'll go with him. He could be my sugar daddy while I'm in school.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah,
I might start dating him. That sounds actually really
yeah,
good.
yeah. But I think
Awesome.
Mr. Top Golf is my top one.
Okay, Top Golf takes the cake, followed by Mr. Rolex, with
Yes,
Eiffel Tower coming in a close third.
close third. Yes.
Apologize to the lacrosse guy and to the big teddy bear, but what can they do?
They're all very very good looking guys.
It was a tough competition
Tough competition. Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure. They're all
We
different
didn't.
too. They all have little different physiques and things like that.
So this is our next little topic here. I mean, Maggie had told me everything, but you were a gymnast, and then you got into the circus, and then all of that is like I have 500 questions.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming gymnast was first, and that
Yeah.
carried over. So how did that all kind of start, and how do those two, how do they pair together?
Yeah, so I was a gymnast, yeah, pretty much growing up my whole life, and then I taught as like a job through high school. I taught
Okay.
gymnastics, and then my boss actually knew I was going to Illinois State University, and she's like, they have a circus there. I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean? Is it like a major? Is it this? She's like, no, like it's like almost like a sport, honestly, like a club.
Oh,
It's been around since 1929, so it's the oldest collegiate circus in the U.S. And there's only us at Illinois State, and then Florida State, which was
okay.
started by an ISU alum. And then yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna go and check it out, and yeah, I got down there and I went to the open gyms that they had, and then you audition for certain acts that you want to do, and then you train all year if you make those acts, and we have a big show in April. So yeah, it was awesome to like. A lot of us were like ex gymnasts or cheerleaders, divers, but you don't technically have to like come in with any background in anything. Like there were so many acts that you could have done without having any of that background.
That's
So,
sweet.
yeah.
What was your event in gymnastics? Did you specialize in something?
Yeah, so I did all around. So I did all 6 events.
Okay. Ooh,
My
let me try
favorite
and guess.
was,
Can I try and guess all six?
yeah, go ahead.
We got Pummel, the Pummel
Yep.
horse.
Pommel
Is
horse?
it Pummel or Pommel?
Pommel. Yeah, pommel.
I wish I could go back. Pommel horse. We got Beam.
That's for girls gymnastics is beam.
Okay, good to know. I know you got the rings. Those things are legit.
Rings, yeah.
Floor.
Floor, yep, that was my favorite. Yep.
Floor's sweet. Man, drawing a blank. I guess all around. Would that be one of them?
Yeah, so there's 6 of them, and then that goes to all around. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So then high
missing
bar,
High bar.
high bar for the men's, which
And
is
women's is the uneven.
the uneven bars. Yep. And then we have parallel bars or P bars, and then vault. Yeah, and I think that was all of them.
Vault. I should have got that. I was thinking
Yeah,
pommel horse, vault, same thing, but then obviously they're
Yeah.
used almost the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your best event? I kind of cut you off. Didn't mean
No,
to.
yeah. On it, my favorite was floor and parallel bars. But my highest score I ever got was actually on rings when I was little. But it definitely was not my favorite. But
Rings
it was
is
my
no
highest score.
joke.
Yeah.
I had a guy one time bet me like $20. I couldn't do the iron cross where you hold it out like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never got up there.
Yeah, it's intense for sure. My body, even though I stopped doing it years ago now, has caught up. My knees and my back and my ankles, everything cracks and pops when I get
Yeah.
out of bed in the morning. So,
Yeah, big thanks for nothing gymnastics. Mm-hmm. But can you still do the splits?
if I'm drunk enough at a wedding, yes. I have not ripped a pair of dress pants yet.
There you go.
But yes,
I think
when I get some cocktails in me, I definitely do the splits at the weddings.
yeah, that's a nice party trick.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. If I could ever do them, I don't think I'd ever get out of them. I would just do it everywhere.
Yeah.
Watch TV.
The older I get, the harder it is to get out of it, for sure. So,
Oh.
yeah.
I can't even imagine. Now, when you were in the circus, are you doing like trapeze? What kind of things are you doing in that?
Yeah, so there was a bunch of different acts that you could audition for, but the ones I did, one of them was called teeterboard, so it's like a giant seesaw, and you stand on one end, and there's 2 people that jump from a platform and launch you up into the air, and you flip, and then somehow
Sweet.
land on your feet. Sometimes you're catching people, and then acro, which is like kind of like stacking people on each other's shoulders, and like adagio, kind of like the Dirty Dancing scene where he lifts over the head. We did that kind of stuff, and then Russian swing, which is like a big pendulum that you're like swinging on, and then you like flip off into a giant net type thing.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
And then like Cirque du Soleil really kind of brought all that stuff to the forefront.
Yeah, and actually, some of my old friends that I graduated ISU with, quite a few are performing professionally in Cirque du Soleil and other like performance things, kind of throughout the U.S. and the world, actually. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, man, this was a long time ago. It was probably like 2008, and the person I was dating at the time was like, "Hey, let's go to my parents got us some Cirque du Soleil tickets. Let's go." And I was like, I don't even know what that is. I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh no, we have to go. We're second row." And again, I had no idea what it was. It was really early in it, and I was like, "All right, I'll go." And I walked out of there after like 2.5 hours, thinking that might be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
It's insane, like what people can do with their bodies, like when they're that professional level. It's mind blowing. Like doing
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Every act was like crazier than the act before. One guy came out on a bike, like a BMX bike, and rode it to the edge as fast as he could, and it would stop and tilt the bike over, and he thought he was going to fall, and then all this crazy stuff. Then he would leave, and I was like, that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And the next people come out with trampolines, and they have like a 40-foot platform, and they're just like doing these synchronized falls and twists and turns. And like I said, everything was crazier than the next.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get over it.
Yeah.
Did you do a lot of stuff without nets?
Yeah, so we have like training belts that we wear that like you're hooked up to like a harness almost.
Okay.
And when you're training it, you're in lines, we call it. But a lot of the tricks I did in the show were out of lines. There are some tricks that are a little scarier that our directors were like, you're keeping this in lines. We're not trying to have you die out here in front of an audience full of thousands of people. So,
But we got a nurse on staff just in
yes,
case.
you know, yeah.
Critical care.
I was like the only nurse because like my parents were like, "There's no way you're gonna be able to do circus as a nursing major. Like it's too hard. But I was like, I'm gonna try it, and I was able to do it all 4 years, which was really cool. So
That is cool.
yeah.
Is nursing school comparable to anesthesia school, or is it way
No,
harder?
anesthesia school is way harder. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy because like I've already been a critical care nurse for 6 years or so before I started the program, and you know a lot, but it's anesthesia is just a totally different ball game. So yeah,
Okay, very cool.
yeah,
Um, does that mean you watch like The Greatest Showman like once a month, get all
yeah.
pumped up?
It's a great yes, that is a great movie, great soundtrack. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. For
yeah,
sure. Now,
yeah.
are you a Hugh Jackman or Zach Efron? Who are we choosing there? If you have
Oh,
to get
Zac
trapped in a
Efron.
circus tent,
I have had a crush on Zac Efron even before I came out, and through the years, whatever Zac Efron, his looks have changed. I don't even care. He's still
yeah,
a smoke show.
he's the childhood crush that keeps on
Yes.
ticking.
Yep. And he's
Oh,
just gets better looking every day.
I
So
have a fun little segment,
okay.
and it's called "What's Gayer" by Brad. You get to pick. I'll give you two options, and you just tell me what you think is a little gayer.
What is gayer? All right, cool. I like it. Let's do
I think
it.
it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Uh, musicals or having a really small dog.
Musicals are pretty gay.
Okay, I like it. Nightly skincare routine, or you got to ride a bike and there's a basket on the front.
Um, I think probably the basket in the front. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah. With like a
Texting.
baguette in the front or something like that.
Ooh,
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
French baguette.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
just came back from the bakery
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
for
Pretty gay.
sure. Texting with a bunch of emojis or duvet covers.
Oh, I have a duvet cover and I text with a bunch of emojis, and I'm
Ooh.
pretty gay. So, probably duvet covers because I feel like most straight men like just have like basic sheets and
Yeah,
blankets, like a plaid blanket and like blue sheets.
true.
But yeah, duvets. Yeah.
Funny on that. About 5 years ago, I had a comforter, nothing on it, just a
Hmm.
comforter, and I was watching this movie, and this girl goes, "This guy's really good. Like he's got it all going. He's got a duvet cover." And I was like, "What is a duvet cover?" So I Googled it, and I was like, "Oh man, I need to get one." So I've been rocking a duvet cover for the
It'll
last 5 years.
change your life. Oh, yeah, so comfy. Yeah.
Yep, changed the
Hmm.
whole look.
Yep.
All right, rollerblading or always having a straw in your drink.
Um, so it's kind of funny. I used to rollerblade a lot in when I was in college to
Okay,
like class. Maggie will probably tell you that. And
like it.
people definitely always made fun of me for rollerblading. So that's
It's a
pretty good.
great
Yeah,
transportation though. You can
yeah,
cook anywhere you need to go, and you
yeah,
just pop them off.
yeah. I loved it. Yeah, I was
I-
zooming. Yeah,
Good use of zooming.
yeah, yeah.
We got two more: taking selfies or fruit flavored wine coolers or seltzers.
Uh, I feel like everyone loves seltzers these days. Like straight men love White Claws, everything like that. Um, Selfies though, I feel like straight guys don't take selfies. Gays, we love our camera time.
Yeah,
So
just
yeah,
dominate the selfies. I love it.
yes, yep.
And then making a killer appetizer for a party or sightseeing in a new city.
Um, I feel like yeah, like a charcuterie board is pretty. If you're
Mm.
good at it, it's kind of a gay man skill for sure.
Okay, so I'm curious. If are you single right now?
Yes, very much single.
Okay.
I'm out here trying, but school consumes a lot of my time, and I'm on the apps. I try to go on some dates, but again, timing's hard. But I joke that I'm a matchmaker for everyone except myself. Yeah, I introduce everyone. Like my best friend, I was in circus with her actually. We went to ISU together, and I introduced her to my cousin years ago, and now they're married. I was the best man at their wedding, and you know, I introduce couples all the time, but
Got the Midas
sadly, I
touch.
have not found my person yet. But I'm
Okay. Are
on the
you in
hunt.
Chicago now?
I am, yeah.
Is that a pretty
Yeah.
good scene?
Yeah, I think so. It can be a little, I don't know the right word. Like some gays, I feel like in Chicago, can be a little superficial, and kind of like all about looks and things like that. And I'm like not like that really.
Hmm.
So yeah. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm on the apps. I'm trying, but
For
um,
sure.
yeah. So
Yeah, the apps, I consider the apps like TJ Maxx. You got to sift through a bunch of crap and then you find
yes,
gold.
yep, hmm
So you
yeah.
keep
I feel
choosing
like
one away.
I get carpal tunnel from how much I swipe. But yeah,
So my one question is too, if you're asking a guy out and you're going on a first date, who's paying?
so,
How does that work? How's that
yeah,
dynamic
I think
work?
this is a really good question because a lot of people ask me that, and I don't even really know like what is kosher. I feel
Yeah.
like most of the dates I've gone on, we like go Dutch, like split it, especially the first one. There have been some first dates where like we'll get the bill and I'll like go to grab it, and they're like, "Don't say anything." I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm paying for this."
Hmm.
I mean, I'm poor right now, obviously, because I'm in school. When I was working as a nurse and actually making money, I was not as hesitant to like pick up the tab. But yeah, now I'm like, should we just split it?
Yeah. Now you got to
Yeah.
choose better options. Get water.
Usually, yeah. The second date, though, I feel like whoever decides where the restaurant
Okay.
is or whatever, or the person that reaches out after after the first date, like if they're like, oh, I had a great time, let's do this. Maybe they're the ones that should pay for the second date.
Right. Like whoever initiates it.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
And also like holding the door. And again, like it's one of those things. If I'm going out with a girl, I'm always like quickly to open the door or kind of beat her to it. Now with two guys, is there a same kind of dynamic, or is it kind of whoever's already in front?
Yeah, I feel like it's just kind of whoever's in front. I don't know. I just like was raised like I don't know. That's just like my personality is I just like hold doors for everyone. But yeah, I feel like I think just whoever's in front. Yeah. So,
Okay.
but there's not like really any of like let me pull out your chair and
Right.
open your car door. I don't know. I like haven't. Again, I haven't really dated to be honest. Like I said, I'm trying but yeah, I haven't really experienced that kind of stuff.
Okay. And now I know with guys and girls, it's a kind of a wide range of attraction, but there are some, I guess, common themes.
Yeah.
Do you see more in the gay community where like a guy is more attracted to a guy who's pretty similar to him, or kind of polar opposites?
Yeah, there's actually like jokes and there's memes about it. Like some gay guys literally date like their twin. Like they're so like obsessed with themselves, they need to date someone that like looks like them.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, you'll kind of see like there are honestly some couples that you're like, oh my god. But then other ones are like day and night, like super tall, like beefy, and then like super skinny and like whatever. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, I think it just depends on the guy. I definitely like. I don't want to say I have a type because I really
I was
don't.
I was
But
just gonna ask, what's your type?
yeah, so it's weird because like guys I've talked to or other things like it doesn't. I mean, you could look and be like, oh my god, there's no set type. I'm more so if I'm dating someone though, I always say like there's boxes that I have that you need to check, like family oriented. Like even though like there's like a lot of like stigma, like, oh, if you're gay, like you don't like to get dirty or do this or do that. But like I grew up on a lake, like, and we put all of our own boats in the piers. So like someone who's like willing to do that. And, like I said, I don't like, I'm literally wearing like a hoodie and sweats right now. And like, this is what I wear all the time. Like, so I'm not like one of those that like, oh, you need to dress a certain way, but like hygiene's important, obviously. And you don't need to like have a job where you're like making thousands and thousands of dollars, but like as long as you're passionate about the job you're doing, I feel like it's really important to me. But yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned this is the nicest sweater I got. I was trying to come with my A game for you. Yeah, I usually look like a hobo.
Great. No, you look good. The hat.
Thanks. You made my day.
Yeah,
You made my
looks
day.
great.
I wear a hat about 90% of the time. Yeah. All right. And another thing I'm always curious about, and is like labels and terms, and like, is there one more preferred or is there not? I know that you have these three, like gay, queer, homosexual. Are they all kind of like interchangeable? Or is one more acceptable? Is one like you don't use or always used? I was
Yeah,
always
I feel
curious. I
like
never want to.
Yeah, I feel like queer, like, I mean, like growing up, like it was used as like a slur, and like even like older like generations, like it was like, oh, you're queer, and that was like a thing. So like, I don't know. I feel like they're interchangeable, and especially now, like with how evolving like the queer community is, like, you know, like it means a lot more. I feel like queer was more like encompassing and not just being like man, woman, gay. Like, it's such a
Right.
fluid, ever evolving and changing, I guess. So
Yeah, and like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy came out and was like a top show
yeah,
everywhere, and it just became like a household name.
yeah, yep, exactly, yeah. And then I'm sure, like like I said, yeah, they had the original one, and then now there's like the one that's been on Netflix for a little bit of time. They like revamped it, so yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gay, but I totally get it. I love hanging out with dudes. Like, they're just the most fun ever. So,
hmm
so I get it all the way.
yeah.
Um, and it's the last question we'll talk on this topic. I once saw a video a little while back, and it was this gay man. He said his favorite thing to do is to try and turn straight men. And he goes, "Oh, any chance I get, I try and turn straight men. It's my favorite thing to do." And I was like, "That is a wild hobby. Is that
Yeah.
pretty common?"
Yeah, there are a lot of people that like that is their goal, which like
Okay.
I mean, my thing is like if you think you're turning them, then they were probably already a little gay to begin with. Like
Okay.
like like you're born that way, like, go ahead. Like if you really I mean, there are some guys and I have some friends that husbands are amazing and I always joke, I'm like, can you just like clone your husband and make him gay because like he's just the best. I always joke, I'm like, does he have like a gay brother who's like him?
Yeah, an
But
identical twin.
yeah.
So you
Yeah.
said your crush was Zac Efron before you came out. When did you come out?
So I came out initially. I came out as bisexual. I came
Okay.
out my freshman year of college. I came out to my friends first, very drunk, and then I mean it wasn't a surprise to any of them.
Okay.
They're like, "Oh, you're just bi? Like you're not gay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I like totally like girls, like And then I told my parents, or I told my mom, and initially didn't go great, but now like she's like the most loving, supportive, amazing person ever. Like,
That's
I
awesome.
always call her like if I'm going on a date or if I'm talking to someone, like she like loves it. So I came out as bi then, and then I came out as when I was a full blown gay. Um, I think I was like 20, like 23 maybe.
Okay.
I know. I'm like, why did I not like document the day? I know what I was doing. I don't remember what day or anything it was. It was so funny. I was at with my friends in Minnesota, and we went to a drag brunch, and they asked someone to like get up and dance around, and it was like a charity thing. Whoever gets the most money like wins. I ended up winning, and I was like,
Nice.
I love
Congrats.
this. I love this community, and yeah, I am gay. I am gay AF, and I just came out that day to everyone. I'm like, yeah, They're like, yeah, we're not surprised, Brad. We've been waiting, but
Now, back when you said you came out as bisexual, you think you were gay then, like full blown, or were
yeah,
you kind of
yeah.
like
I
okay,
really think I was. So I
breaking the ice a
think,
little easier?
yeah, make the blend a little easier. So I grew up on the south side of Chicago,
Okay.
Irish Catholic neighborhood. Went to Catholic school for 12 years of my life, and like it's very like police and firemen and like very like manly man like down there. So I mean, I was always like picked on as a kid, like called gay. Which obviously like I knew I was at a young age, but like back then like it's changed so much. Like I didn't see like gay representation really on TV except like Will and Grace and stuff like that. And now it's like every show now at least has like a gay character or something. So it was hard because I also didn't have like anyone in my family or in school or anything like that like was gay. So it wasn't the neighborhood really growing up was not that supportive, and like times have changed and it is now. But yeah, it was definitely hard. And I mean, I had like, you know, dated a girl and like, kissed girls, things like that. But I think what made me really realize that I was gay is when I pictured like my life long term, like who I wanted to marry, things like that. It was a man. So I think that's what like solidified it for me. So
All right,
yeah,
that's awesome. And
yeah,
you'd mentioned Will and Grace, and then you said right now it's super common on
yeah.
TV. I
hmm
mean, and there might not be a better character than Cam on Modern Family.
Oh my
For
God, I know. Yes, Modern Family is like the
yeah.
best show. I just have on in the background. It's easy watching. Yeah, and Cam does such like portrays such a good gay character, and he's straight in real life, which I think is so funny because he does such a great job. So
Oh, he crushes it. He's
yeah,
the star of that show.
yes, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna end this little segment with a thing I called Titanic, but I just at the end I spell my name Nick, and don't take longer than 5 seconds. Kind of just some rapid fire fun questions. Shoot from the hip.
Okay,
You ready to roll?
all right, I'm ready.
Coke or Pepsi?
Coke.
Yeah, can you believe there's Pepsi people in this world?
I am a Diet Coke, like a true addict. Like I probably like drink like at least 2 cans of Diet Coke a day. It's bad.
Oh my God. I get
I should
a
have gave it up for Lent, but I just don't think people want to deal with like my wrath if I don't have Diet Coke.
I'd rather be shot in the head than give
Yeah.
up Diet Coke.
Yeah.
I have Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I will
Oh, the best. Yeah.
I will go to war.
Yeah.
All right. Are you a person when you're driving around? Do you hunt for the closest parking spot or do you park at the first far away one?
Park at the first faraway one.
Solid. Get those steps in.
Gonna be
Those people
walking
that
around the
drive
store
around-
anyway. Gonna walk around the store anyway.
Yeah, and they spend 6 minutes to try and find a close spot. You'd be almost in and out by then.
It drives me nuts. Yeah.
All right. How does Brad like his coffee?
Cream and sweet and low.
Okay.
Yes.
Since you're Brad, I'm doing a little who's better looking Brad. We got Brad Pitt, Bradley Cooper.
Ooh, Bradley Cooper.
Pitt's the man.
I
Really?
know Bradley Cooper. He does it for me.
Have you seen Achilles or Troy? Where Brad Pitt's Achilles?
Yeah. 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 They're both.
Hey.
Pretty hot.
It's a fair fight. Favorite McDonald's breakfast menu item?
Oh, just a hash brown. Like their hash browns when they're like crispy and hot. And again, with a McDonald's Diet Coke, Fountain Diet Coke from McDonald's is the best thing ever.
Extra ice.
Yeah. The best.
You're lucky it's not morning. I'd sign off this podcast and go out there.
Yeah.
All right. Best gas station snack. You're on a road trip, pop into a gas station.
Gardettos, probably.
Ooh.
Or
Yeah, I
Chex
like the brown circle things in
Yes.
Gardettos. No idea what they are.
Yeah.
Die for.
Yes.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs. Hate cats. Allergic to cats.
Ooh.
Don't want. I do not like cats so much that if I see someone in a dating profile with a cat, I like swipe left because I can't deal with cats. Yeah.
What if he's super hot?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I will swipe,
Okay.
but like I'm gonna be taking a Benadryl if I'm coming over though.
Yeah. Yeah. Just invite him to your place. You're not going over there.
Yeah.
All right. What's the hottest job a guy can have? So you're picking like your perfect guy, not money involved, but like what job is hot to you? And you can't say real estate agent.
A fireman or I mean I see surgeons all the time, but I think honestly just like a sexy, smart surgeon. Yeah. I'm like looking over the drapes. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I like it. Okay, if you're getting like a Rosati's pizza, are you eating the crust or the inner squares? What's your go-to pizza?
I do like having some crust because I like to hold it. Just better to hold on
Ways
to.
to hold.
Yeah. It's crust.
Okay. A cage match to the death. Only one person leaves. Two enter. It's you and 100-pound German Shepherd police dog. Who's walking out of there?
The dog for sure.
Ooh.
That dog will rip my ass to shreds.
All right. Best movie of all time.
Forrest Gump. Favorite movie.
I like Forrest Gump. Love it.
Yeah.
Do you give homeless people money?
I do, yeah. Or like if I'm in the gas station, I see them out there, I'll like get them like a Gatorade and a snack or something like that. I don't know what they're going to spend the money on, but like if I'm there and but the thing is like no one carries cash anymore, so I always feel so bad. Like I just have like loose change, but I don't ever really carry cash. So
I always give them money if they're providing a service.
Yeah.
But it's tough nowadays. You're like, hey, do you have Venmo?
yeah,
They probably
right.
do.
Do you have a QR code I can scan?
Yeah. What's your email?
Yeah.
Last but not least, and this has been great, and I can't thank you enough for being on. This
Oh
is
gosh, no,
this is
thank you
awesome.
for having me.
Yeah, I know you're a busy man. You're going on a 3-day vacation. How many bags is Brad packing?
Oh.
Because I'm a
One
nut.
suitcase for sure, a suitcase, no matter where I'm going, and then like a big duffel bag because I got different shoes I gotta bring. Yeah, so probably like two big ones.
Okay, so you're paying for the extra baggage if you're going on a trip.
I try to fly that Southwest where they're, those
Ooh.
2 bags are check free. So
Smart.
yeah, but I'm hoping to do more international travel when I'm making money and I'm graduated. So yeah, I'll probably have to pay the extra baggage fee. For sure.
I'm with you. Well, if I ever hit the lottery, I'll fly you anywhere you want.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
you
that'd be
got
awesome.
it. I'm 0 for 713
Yeah.
on lottery tickets, but that next one's coming.
Yep.
Hey, that's all I have. And like I said, I can't thank you enough. This has been great. I mean, I looked down, I thought it'd be 20 minutes. We're 35 minutes
Yeah.
in, so
Just some guys chatting. Love it.
just two dudes talking dudes
Two
and
dudes talking
nursing.
dude. Yeah. Yeah.
No, this has been great. And like I said, you came extremely recommended by Maggie, and I was excited from the get-go. We are going to wrap up today's show with our Dick Pick of the Week. Dick Hall went 1-0 in his inaugural bet. Not actually sure if that's how you use inaugural. I think it is. He took the Chiefs money line in the Super Bowl and made out like a bandit. So I noted before that he will pretty much bet on anything, and this pick this week shows that. So without any more, let's see if he can go 2-0 with his Dick Pick of the Week.
Welcome to Dick's Pick. This week we're going to change gears. Yes, we're going NASCAR. The way to go is Joey Logano over Denny Hamlin matchup. Good luck.
Yeah, no, it's Maggie's the best. We met at ISU, lived together for a few years in Minnesota, and yeah.
And
Crazy
soon you'll be
times.
an anesthesiologist, so I'll plan on not getting hurt for a little bit, and then I'll come to you.
Yeah, yeah. I tell people I'll give them the best nap of their life. I'll give you the good stuff. You'll
That sounds nice.
sleep real well.
For sure. Well, again, hey, thank you again so much, and I can't thank you enough.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You got it. We'll talk soon.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.